Hey there, I am going to read you a couple of stories. So the first story, and I'm going to do them in separate videos. So the first story is the underwater fancy dress parade. The day before the underwater fancy dress parade, Alfie got that feeling. You might know what that feeling feels like. It was the same feeling he'd had before the running races when he was sure he would come last. It was the same feeling he'd had before Antoinette's reptile party, and he was worried about musical statues. It wasn't a nice feeling. Alfie and his fancy dress party costume. Alfie had his fancy dress party costume ready. He had practiced wearing it while he was marching round the living room, pretending he was in the school hall. "You look nice, Alfie," Mum said with a proud voice. "You'll be the star," Dad said, and he winked his eye. "You're brave," Alfie said to himself. "You are brave enough to be Captain Starfish." But it wasn't really true. Alfie hadn't gone to the running races. He had hidden under his blanket and stayed there, even when it got hot and itchy. Alfie had only gotten halfway to Antoinette's reptile party before he'd asked his mum to turn the car around. He had hidden Antoinette's present away, but sometimes it poked out, and Alfie got that feeling again. Before bed, Mum gave Alfie's forehead an extra long kiss. "Sleep well, Captain Starfish," said Dad, as he switched on the night light. But Alfie didn't sleep well. In the night he dreamed, and they weren't nice dreams. He dreamed about a big angry octopus with a tiny hat. He dreamed about a hissing sea snake and a spiky pufferfish and not being able to get out of a bubble. He dreamed that he was carrying the ocean all on his own. In the same moment he opened his eyes, Alfie curled up like a tiny slater bug. His tummy hurt. "I'm not brave enough to be Captain Starfish," he whispered to the cowboys on his wallpaper. Mum came in and sat on his bed and Alfie said to her, "I can't." He turned to look at her face and said, "Please don't be angry." She doesn't look angry. But Mum wasn't angry. "When you're dressed, Alfie," she said, "we'll go somewhere special." And they go to the aquarium. That is a special place. Everything there was shimmery and beautiful. There was a tunnel under the ocean where you could stand on a moving road. And that was where Alfie saw... Do you think he might have seen it was extra special? A starfish. It was blue and white and perfect, just like his costume. Alfie looked down at his sneakers. All around him the ocean felt as heavy as the world. Just then a little fish popped out of a coral forest down near the ocean floor. Its fins reminded Alfie of a tiny butterfly. It came right up to the glass and wiggled at Elfie, and Elfie whispered hello. Then it swam straight back to the coral forest. Elfie watched and watched, but it didn't come back again. Elfie thought about the orange fish all the way home. He was a clownfish, said Mum. Why was he hiding? Asked Elfie. Sometimes they need to hide away, Mum said. It's just what they do. And Elfie understood. It was so late when they arrived that Dad had already run the bath. Dad, said Elfie, I wasn't Captain Starfish, but it doesn't matter. Not at all, agreed Dad. Maybe next year, said Elfie. Next year I'm going to dress up as a clownfish, Elfie told the cowboys on his wallpaper. And that's what Elfie dreamed about. So that is by Davina Bell with illustrations by Alison Colpoys.